Imagine sitting in a dimly lit room thousands of years ago. Your head throbs, a blinding, relentless pain. There's no Advil, no aspirin, no clear-cut diagnosis, just discomfort and desperation. And then someone offers you a cup of strange brew, and you drink it, hoping for relief. This is the world of ancient headache treatments. The story of headaches is almost as old as humanity. 9,000 years ago, in cave dwellings, early humans recognized the agony in their skulls, what we now call headaches and migraines. Ancient texts from Persia, Greece, Egypt, Rome all reference treatments: bizarre, ritualistic, dangerous, and in many cases, people drank or ingested substances that would horrify modern medicine. But some of these treatments show surprising logic. Before we explore the brew they drank, we must set the stage. Why did they drink anything at all? In ancient societies, headaches were often seen not as mere physical signals, but as signs of spiritual unrest, imbalance of bodily humors, or even direct intervention of demons. The Sumerian collection Sag Gilgamesh literally translates to sick head and includes incantations and prescriptions for headache. Head pain was serious. Doctors, shamans, and healers felt compelled to act. They played on fear, ritual, and substance, and so they turned to ingestible treatments. What did they actually drink? First, fermented beverages. Alcohol. Long before distilled spirits or standardized doses, early humans discovered fermentation. Whether it was honey mead, fermented fruit juice, or barley brew, alcohol often became the go-to for pain dulling. It did not cure the headache, but it changed perception. It made the edge of the pain less sharp. In a time when no clinical analgesics existed, a strong drink made sense, but they didn't stop at alcohol. Herbal concoctions emerged. Ancient Persian medicine describes multiple vegetal remedies for headache. For example, one indigenous group used boiled leaves of Tagetes nelsoni to relieve migraine. These were early experiments in chemical pharmacology, though crude by modern standards. Then there were extraordinary, risky brews. Medieval and early modern manuscripts list treatments like opium vinegar mixtures applied orally or topically, poultices soaked in alcohol, and even leaching or applying cow dung and molasses to temples. Yes, cow dung. And yet they reflect a desperate attempt. When your head is exploding, you will try anything. One particularly haunting example. A 15th century English text describes pressing a heated skull and burning the head as a remedy for migraine. Sometimes, apparently, they thought adding more heat would drive out the pain. The brew to drink? Sometimes wine mixed with herbs, or opium infused in vinegar. The idea being to open pores and allow the drug to be absorbed. Let's dive into a typical scenario. A cave dweller wakes with his skull pounding. A local healer mixes fermented honey, crushed leaves of a bitter herb, maybe some bark of willow, and coaxing words. He hands the patient the drink. The man gulps it. Moments later, he lies back, lightheaded, perhaps loopy. The pain dulls. He may sleep. The headache remains, but the suffering ends. It worked, at least partially. But we must be clear, these treatments were dangerous. Alcohol in high doses, herbal sedatives poorly understood, and sometimes the ingredients were outright toxic. The title of this video warns, don't try this at home. By studying this history, several lessons emerge. 1. Humans have always sought tangible relief for intangible pain. The reaction to head pain predates hospitals. The strategy evolved from something crude. Drink this, chant, wait, to something complex. 2. Some of these ancient treatments paved the path to modern pharmacology. The idea of ingesting something to alter headache perception is still valid. We now know many headaches have vascular or neurological roots. The ancient brew was a crude version of this. 3. There's a cautionary tale. What they drank often lacked standardization, safety, understanding of dosage. Modern medicine is built on dose response, safety, clinical trials. The ancient version had none of that. And that's why the phrase, "don't try it," matters. As we wrap up, let's reflect. The human skull has borne pain for millennia. Before anesthetics, before aspirin, people turned to concoctions, to fermentations, to rituals and brews. They drank this to cure a headache. Some relief came, some misery resulted, but the impulse to relieve pain was ancient, far older, perhaps, than we imagine. In that sense, every time you open a pill bottle or take a sip of painkiller, you're participating in a story that began in a cave with a man in agony, a healer mixing herbs and a drink passed across. The brew in the cup, not magic, not safe, but the hope, deeply human.